Hi, my name is Ryan Light, and I'm originally from New York City. However, I lived in Seattle for the past 19 years. I grew up in a typical broken home. There was a lot of turmoil inside of me. There was a lot of hatred that built up inside of me due to my family situation and growing up in that type of home. And I decided to join the service. And I went to California to be in the Army. I wanted to have a brotherhood, so to say. And so I met a friend of mine in the Army, and he would make sly remarks to me around the different cultures and races. He took that hurt and that frustration and that pain and that hatred, and he knew exactly how to direct it. He introduced me into the life of being a separatist, being a white separatist. Skinheads, some would say. I was involved with groups called Aryan Nations up in Idaho, White Aryan Resistance in California, the Confederate Skinheads in Dallas. I was involved in folks down in Georgia with the Ku Klux Klan. If you were white, black, Spanish, Jewish, Christian, if you did not think like me, I hated your guts. I absolutely hated you. I think God really started working on me before I knew him in Dallas. There was some rumbling going around. There was going to be a bombing happen. It was going to be a Jewish synagogue bombed in Dallas. And Timothy McVeigh was the guy that was supposed to blow up the synagogue. And when he blew up the Oklahoma City, I remember the first thing I thought about was, wow, this was the guy that was supposed to blow up the synagogue. And he blew up Oklahoma. Well, Oklahoma was full of white people, right? So when that happened, I started thinking that, what is this all about? And I remember calling my friend up on the phone. I was like, man, if this is what this is about, then I don't want no part of it. I want out of it. And I remember him distinctly telling me, Ryan, once you're in this, you never get out. And I made a decision to leave Dallas and go to Seattle with a friend. I turned my hatred into drinking binges. So I would start drinking a lot to drown out my sorrows. That hatred, it just burned. It burned so bad. You get to a point that you can't drown the sorrows out. No one thinks like you. You hate the world. You hate yourself. So what do you think of? You think of committing suicide. And they were heavily on my heart. I thought about that a lot. Interesting enough, I met my wife. She had something about her that just made me rethink things. She still liked me and wanted to be around me even in spite of me, which was pretty amazing. She was a nanny at the time, and she introduced me to her boss. He introduced me to a friend of his, and this guy, I think both me and my wife are indebted to him. He changed our life big time. He would meet with me regularly, and slowly but surely I started to change. And slowly and surely I started understanding what at least human love is about. He said, maybe you should go to some of these business conferences and learn some more about business. And lo and behold, it was a Christian business conference. He said to get there bright and early on Sunday morning, and I'll tell you what, I was there. I think doors opened at 9, and we were there at like 7. Bright and early, man. I was front row. I wanted to learn this secret about about how to make all this money and what life's really all about. We got the gospel message that day, and I truly found out what love is all about. We both got saved that day. That day I got saved really, it was a pinnacle in my life where a lot of the hatred and frustration that I dealt with kind of went away. We decided to move here in probably July of last year. I remember the first time I went to First Baptist, Jessica asked me, she's like, so you gonna wear long sleeve shirts? I'm like, nah, man, this is why I want to come here. I want to see how they treat me. You know what I mean? It's good to show the tattoos because I want to see how they treat me. I think that was the first time where I expected to be characterized or looked at a certain way, and it didn't happen at all. And so I think that's what, from a First Baptist Church of Alpharetta, really that drew at least me in, and it's been that way ever since. I haven't been looked at or frowned upon or anything. It's been nothing but open arms since we've been coming here for about a year now.